Hello, Donna. How are
Hey,
you?
Janae, I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Welcome to Keep Living in Your Right Mind. I appreciate you joining us today
Thank you for having me.
at the round table. Okay, so we are here to talk with Donnalee Warner, with over 10 years of experience as a CNA, to just share some of her experiences, her stories, and tips for us family caregivers who don't normally, take care of ourselves because we're so busy taking care of our loved ones. And so she just wanted to share some tips and advice, okay? So tell us about some of your experiences.
Well, first of all, I'd like to start off by saying thank you to yourself and everyone out here who has chosen to go this route as a family caregiver. I've done it, so I know in my personal life, so I know it's not an easy journey, but in the end, it's definitely well worth it.
That's true.
I think self care. When I think of self care, I think about how many of us are walking around with our own health issues. And because we are so focused on our loved ones that we neglect ourselves. And if we don't take care of us, who's going to take care of them?
That is so true. Yes, yes.
So that's something that we definitely have to do better by. And I'm speaking from personal experience because it took me a while to get to that point. It's easy to put yourself on the back burner, but in the end, you end up suffering. You're stressed out.
Right.
You're irritated.
Yes.
You're not sleeping.
Yes.
You're not eating properly. So I've learned over the years to do things like, let's go get my hair done. Let's go get your nails done. Something as simple as a nap. That may be all you need.
Yes.
You know, to revitalize you.
That's true. Naps are good.
And clear your head. Also, I think asking for help is extremely important. When I think of it takes a village, most of the time I think we think of children. Well, in this case, it's going to take a village to do this too.
That's true.
So ask for the help. Ask for what you need. Don't be afraid to do it. Whether it be someone to prepare meals for you. Do the laundry. Come sit with mom or dad. Just so you can have a breather.
And it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
It's okay. So what do you say to those caregivers out there who would say, well, you know what, Donna, I don't have anyone. I don't have a support system. And honestly, I just don't have any help. And it's just, I'm just the only one taking care of my loved one. How would they be able to care for themselves if they're just the only one?
Well, I think that, at that point you need to reach out to maybe your loved one's physician and have them maybe hook you up with a social worker because there are resources available. A lot of times we just don't know it and don't know how to go about getting it. So definitely reach out. It's help there, but you can't get help if you don't ask.
That's true. That's so true. That is so true. So tell us a good story from one of your experiences.
A good story. Okay, let's talk about families reconnecting.
Good.
I had a patient and she had two children. Her son was out of state. The daughter was the primary caregiver. And, prior to that point, they really didn't have a great relationship. And so along the journey, of course, there were a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises, a lot of tears, a lot of unnecessary words. And I thank God because he allows me sometimes to step in he puts me in a position sometimes that he allows me to be the mediator in. And so I said all that to say, even with the tears and the cussing and the fussing before mom passed away, there was a rekindling of their relationship. There were hugs and there were kisses and there were, I'm sorry and, I forgive you. And that kind of stuff is important because once they pass, and that's not, resentment and hurt is not something that we want to carry for the rest of our life. So I think that is one of the most, for me, that brings me the most joy to see things like that happen.
That is awesome. I know a lot of times we lack communication. We lack communication in our families. I'm guilty of it myself because even when you are the family caregiver, you just feel like you have to do A through Z. You just feel like you have to do everything. And that's not always true. You know, and communication is key. If we just first start communicating, we first start asking, we don't know what the answer is going to be, but if we don't ask, we will never know. And then we will always feel lonely or always feel like we're by ourselves. But it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to communicate. It's okay to reach out, like you stated, to social workers and other resources out there. So, you know, regardless of where you at in this phase and who you're caring for, if you would just reach out, you know, to, like Donna stated, your physician, someone at your church, don't be afraid. You know, don't feel like, hey, you know, I can't do this because people gonna look at me. I'm supposed to be strong in this journey as a family caregiver. I'm supposed to do A through Z. No, you're not. You're not supposed to do it by yourself. Not at all. So I appreciate you, Donna, for coming on and just sharing some tips with us. You have any last word of encouragement for a lot of the family caregivers out there? Some are caring for their children that have been injured. You know, some are caring for their spouses and just not their parents.
I encourage you to just keep your head up. It's easier said than done sometimes, but if you take it one day at a time, I promise you'll make it.
Yes.
It's okay to cry.
Yes.
It's okay to be angry. Like, there are phases to this.
Right.
And it's okay. It's okay to grieve now. Just again, take it one day at a time. Reach out if you need help, whether it be by a phone call. You know, if you need somebody to come, sit with your loved one. Just communicate your needs so that you can get the help that you need.
That's so true. Thank you so much for coming on, Donna. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
The Evans and the Turner family appreciate our very own CNA, Donnalee Warner. She is taking such good care of Mom, and we just love you and appreciate you for all you do.
I love you too. Thank you.
Well, my Make It Look Easy family caregivers, there go your tips and your advice. Continue to keep living in your right mind, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Have a good night.